Okay, so I guess we can start. I'll share my screen. And of course, just yell at me if I'm not sharing my screen correctly or whatever. You just want to talk. Okay, but yeah, let's start with what we want to mention. So, okay, I probably should have kept the URL links. This would have been a lot easier, but we made a new club constitution because the SGA was like, you gotta make one. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. If you want to look at it, it's nothing really special. It just talks about the club and what we are, and it's a constitution. So let me just share that real quick. Hopefully my internet works. Okay. Copy link. Stop the share real quick. Chat. Okay, there we go. And sorry, I'm not good at Zoom. There we go. And then, so the next thing we want to mention, or I want to mention, I forgot to mention this last time, is that Shannon Thomas, who's the president of the Habitat for Humanity Club, is interested in collaborating on projects. So I think that's another project we can work on. And I was thinking, since Annalise, you were talking about a raccoon incident, and I'm assuming something happened to the compost bin. I was thinking maybe we can fix the compost bin in a way to prevent more raccoon incidents, but I'll let you share that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that Shannon Thomas is interested in building things, so think about things we want to build. And then Kevin also looked up for us about the SGA bylaws, so we don't have to worry about oh, does GoFundMe, is that legal for clubs? It is definitely legal in the SGA constitution, so we can move forward with that if anyone's working on the fundraising project. And then update on the SGA environmental committee. I know Kevin, you said we need to create a set of times to give to Saeed about meeting with him, because Saeed is interested in collaborating with us. So I think, Annalise, you're the only other one besides me and Kevin that are interested in that. But if anyone else wants to help with the compost collection program, we can set a thing of times. I just offered Monday and Wednesday afternoons, after 1:20, because that's when I get out of class, and Monday through Thursday evenings, because I know, Kevin, those what work for you, and that seems to work for me. Does anyone else have any objections with that?
Are you specifically talking about what does this bring? Are you talking about the dorm program that we're trying to figure out?
Yeah, we just want to, or Saeed is interested in having a meeting with the people who are interested in working towards the project.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I signed up for that on the Google thing. Is that enough, or should I just mention it here that I also want to?
Oh, I mean, if you want, it would be easier if you put your name there, because then I won't forget it. But I also
it should be there.
It's really not a big deal if you don't put your name. It's just so I can reference future things oh yeah, I need to include that person in an email or something.
Is the link to that in the group me?
Yes, I believe it was also in the email I sent out on Tuesday, I believe. I can also, here, let me just send it real quick to you guys. I'll stop sharing my screen real quick. But yeah. There we go.
Oh,
Rue, you're okay, baby boy. Also, my internet is really slow right now. I don't know why, but copy link. Rue, relax. And okay, so I just dropped in the chat the link to the sign-up sheet if you couldn't find it before. But yeah, is anyone who is interested in working towards the collection program able to, or not able to do those times? Because we just kind of need to send some times to Saeed so they can get back to us and be okay, we can have a meeting with everyone at this time.
Can you just repeat the times?
Yeah, of course. Let's go back to sharing. So I was thinking like Monday and Wednesday afternoons after like 1:20, and we could also do like Monday through Thursday evenings, possibly like after 5:30. Do those work for you guys, or do you want me to like add a specification so I can email Saeed later?
I think those are good times. I think like also adding a Thursday would be good.
Oh, wait, adding a Thursday?
Yeah, or is that already? Yeah, it's already said that. So that's
Okay, so I was like, I don't know.
I hear you.
So everyone good? Okay, if you're not good, just like email me or chat me if you're like, oh wait, I forgot I had this thing. We can figure it out, I bet. And then the last thing we want to mention is, do we want to try and open breakout rooms? I would love that if we have time. I kind of want to go through and talk about all the meeting or the to-do list that I created for each project, but if we have time, I will definitely try and figure out how breakout rooms work so we can work on those. But yeah, Annalise, did you want to mention the raccoon incident? Hold on, I'll stop sharing my screen real quick so I can look at all you guys.
I'm gonna put the glasses on for this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the only reason that I put that there, well, there are a couple of reasons, but I was wondering if anyone living on campus had heard about it, because we heard about it from a teammate who's living on campus, and basically, like, when it got to us, it was like, there's a family of raccoons living in Prince George and like feasting out of the trash cans, and then someone was like, oh, and it must be tied to the compost pile in the campus garden, and I was like, no, stop that. Like, you can't just run around saying these things about us, and I don't want us to like, I don't know, get canceled because we have raccoons, and I know there's a fox every now and then that shows up over there. So I was just wondering if
seen the fox, and he is a little bit scary because it was daytime, and I was like, they're not
Definitely
supposed to be awake. But...
So I don't know if we want to like amend any of the stuff that we take, or just, I think if we fix the way that we're collecting stuff, and if we let Shane know, then everything will be okay. But if anyone else living on campus had heard anything, I was just interested. And like, I don't know, if anyone asks you about a raccoon, just be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a pretty funny video of someone chasing a raccoon out of their apartment with a broom.
Really?
Yeah. So
Isn't
I think
that whack?
Oh yeah, it was at Prince George,
Mm.
and it's a group of guys that are like panicked and like opening the door, and they're like, wait, he's right there. But maybe, I don't know if anybody is like, anyone on campus anyways that's using the compost pile. I don't think we should be putting bones and animal products in there. I don't know if those are what are attracting the raccoons and foxes, but definitely we're encouraging them to stay for snacks. So maybe we should pause on that until we get this kind of like fixed, because like raccoons are gonna go where trash is, so like I'm not sure we can fix that, but like.
Yeah, I think that was like one of my concerns when, like, back before the How to Compost event, when I was asking like Shane about like, oh, what should we say is like compostable, and he was saying like, oh, we should say like meat especially, and I'm like, Shane, I don't know about that. Like everywhere else is like, you really should avoid it because it'll attract animals. And I think like Shane was more concerned about encouraging composting as a whole, and it's easier if you make less items like a no-no. But I think we can definitely do that and just be like, hey, as of now, we won't take any meat or cheese, I guess. But I don't know if it is the meat or cheese, because the fox has always been there. But I was also thinking like, maybe to rectify this, we could ask the Habitat for Humanity group to like build a like wooden cover for the concrete base, because one, I think it's kind of ugly, not gonna lie, that is concrete. But I saw this thing on like Pinterest where you can create it in a way so you can like slide slabs of wood into like the front of it, so it'll create a little wall to prevent stuff from like leaving or entering. So I thought maybe that's a cool solution. What do you guys think?
Well, wouldn't something have to go on top? Like, would it fit on top and then you'd also put wood in the front?
Oh, there'd be no, hold on, let me find an image, because I put this somewhere, but there's like nothing on top of it, even though we probably should look for like a roof or something, but it'd just be like a little, I don't know, like a preventative measure for little raccoons, I guess. Let me see. I put it here. But yeah, so kind of like this, but like on a much bigger scale, I'm guessing, so we can like slide little pieces of wood over it. Would you guys be interested in that? Or are you like, I don't want to think about that. We can just, I don't know.
Would that be something we can then take out?
Yeah,
Because-
yeah, that's the like point, is you can take it out whenever. It's not like glued or anything. It's just kind of like a slidable thing.
We definitely have to make it really big, just because like now that we have like all the dirt filled in behind it, I definitely know that like I don't have to jump if I wanted to just step into the compost, and raccoons jump higher than I do, so that would definitely be like a tall project.
But I know we've talked about in the past, like building some kind of, I don't know, like a terrace or just some kind of like roofing thing that's open and it just has roof above to block the sun from the compost. So I guess it doesn't like deteriorate as fast when it's in that holding pile. So if something like that, where we were just gonna like lie slats on top and maybe have a hole for drop-offs or something, I think that could work well.
Yeah, so I guess even if we wanted to like minimize that much work, we could just do like the front part where it's like we don't even need the outer casing, just like, I don't even know, like I don't think you can screw into concrete, but maybe like glue the wooden front on and then maybe like a top version. So yeah, we can definitely, I'm glad you guys like it, because I thought it might be a little bit dumb, but so moving on. So yeah, I think we should probably email Shane, because he probably isn't aware of the raccoon incident. And then I guess whoever is running the Instagram, like whoever, I know there's like 3 of us who have it, like we want to come together and make an Instagram post about, oh, we're not taking meat or cheese right now. That'd be awesome. We can put that on the to-do list. So, okay, now to the bulk of the meeting. I made all these like progress sheets for every project that was on our goal sheet, and this is kind of like a hub for anyone who wants to like work towards a project, or like you're like, what should I do for a project? And so I'm just gonna go through the first one and show you guys how it works. So basically this is the title of the project. I put some to-do items, and then I guess like if you want to do it, you can put your name by it, or if you're like already done it, you can like cross it out and strike it through. But you can of course edit this, like this is for you guys to use and edit and destroy if you so wish to. I kind of like started, not really though, just to get some ideas going. But yeah, I'm not sure if everyone here has signed up for a project. You don't like need to put your name on it to work on a project. It's fine if you don't like want any recognition at all. I understand. But yeah, let me share this link with you guys so we can all access these progress sheets. Let me stop sharing real quick. Okay, is everyone able to click on that and access it? Okay, good. And I guess now is the time that we could really do those breakout rooms. Let me see. Oh wait, how should I do this? Because does anyone know how to make breakout rooms? we need Shane or a professor here to help us. But I guess
specifically, but I think as the host, you should have like a section of like host settings, and I think there should be a option to like create or open up breakout rooms, because I think you have to like create the rooms first and then you can open them up.
That sounds correct, but I have no clue how to do that.
And if everyone is updated, then we could do like bunked groups where you can like move between breakout rooms on your own. But that only works if everybody's updated.
I don't even know if my thing is updated.
If your like raise hand function got moved to reactions, then you're updated.
Okay, well, I have no clue how to do breakout rooms, so we're just gonna... What time is it? We have 10 minutes left for the meeting. Do you guys want to work on a specific project a lot, or just talk about a specific project, or just talk about anything for the next 10 minutes?
I'm just really excited about the idea of like having a dorm, each dorm have its own thing. I don't know. When you were saying, when you were describing the wooden structure, were you talking about specifically in the compost pile in the campus garden, or were you saying like we could build these and those would be what's holding each dorm's compost? Because we could also do that, right? Like if there's smaller ones, like, and if we teamed up with, I don't know, I guess Habitat with Humanity, they like to build stuff or something. Like, that
Yeah,
seems
I mean, we could definitely do like the second option. I just feel like it's probably easier if we like just focus on updating the bigger pile at the garden and then like creating a plastic bin that's like really easy to move to the garden, because I think we want to emphasize the garden as like the hub of learning about sustainability and the environment. Oh, relax. Do you have the breakout rooms enabled? I have no clue, Kevin. I wish I could show you my screen, but I really don't know. So I think we're sorry about that, guys. I'll research for next time and we're gonna implement it. But yeah, I feel like it'd probably be easier if we just focus on updating the big bin with like the wooden structures to limit the raccoons, instead of having to build a bunch of smaller bins for each dorm, because that's probably going to require a lot of materials rather than just buying like plastic bins to, you know, for each little dorm, or however many dorms we want to like place the bins in. That's another question I had for you guys. Like, what buildings do you think we should focus on? Should we try to put it in every dorm? Should we like focus on just like Hodson because everyone goes to Hodson occasionally? Or what were your thoughts on that?
If you put one in Hodson, you're gonna get a lot of things that aren't compostable.
That
Just people are gonna be like, oh, that's a trash can, and everything is gonna go into it.
I think one thing we could do is focus on the halls that like people are people in this team are residing in, so that way like people have someone to talk with, and like someone like that can actively like be like, hey, this is a compost bin, and like this is what you're supposed to do with it and whatnot, and like just kind of start there and see how that goes.
Okay, yeah. I guess I should write down what dorms do you guys live in so we could think about putting them there.
And I think in addition, having good like aerial coverage, so like where there's dorms clumped together, you know, we should have one for like all of those. So, you know, there should be one at least for the rivers, you know, one for the freshman dorms across the street at least, you know, one for the hills, you know, it like kind of like that at least. And I guess we can figure out the specific ones to do.
Very
I also
true.
think like, so we were talking about, or someone had mentioned like doing like those tiny little compost things around campus. And really if we, because I think right now the idea is just to use like, they look like yogurt containers to me. I really couldn't tell what they were, like the little plastic containers, which for someone who used something really similar to that freshman year that holds like 2 banana peels and maybe an apple core. So if we could just invest in a few really good trash cans with like good lids, because we also have to think about that, like we're gonna be the ones that has to transport it. We're not gonna, campus won't do it.
Yeah.
So something that we don't have to like, you know, go and pick up like 20 different tiny containers. We go around, pick up like 5 big trash cans, because also trash cans are kind of expensive, which is a little bit ridiculous. And I don't know if we want to waste our entire budget on just getting trash cans for around campus. But that is something to think about, like if we wanted to get like 4 of them, what is like the 4 most opportune places for them to go? And if there's a good lid, they can go outside.
Somebody should do like trash can research, like something with at least some handles, and then maybe even if we have enough money in the budget, like something with some wheels. So real
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Oh, and like if we're partnering like with the SJ for some of this, I know they'll definitely be able to put some money in, so the budget will be less of an issue. And like, and this is something to talk to Shane about, because I'm not sure if it would be something that we want to do. But I know there's also the possibility of him creating like a federal work study position to like manage everything, because that's like subsidized by the government, so they don't really have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, I know the. Oh, sorry,
Sorry.
Annalise. I was just gonna
I-
say I knew like we used to have federal work study students, and then like Greg Farley, the old director of sustainability, left. So I don't know if they cut the budget, but we can definitely ask if they still have it in the budget.
Just real quick, I just Googled like cheap, large wheeled trash cans that have lids, and like there are some out there for like only $20, which isn't that bad compared to the other ones that I saw that are like $300. So
Yeah,
it's not
that
like
sounds really
impossible to do.
You may want to be careful with cheap trash cans. My dad's a construction worker, and cheap trash cans are literally cheap trash cans. Like replacing them more often than you would ever like.
That is true. But I'm going based off of both reviews and price. So like this one has like 20,000 5-star reviews. So
Also, it might be more, if we want to like prioritize what it has, like I think handles might be better even than wheels, depending on how big the trash can is, because like there's steps going down to the campus garden. But I guess you could go around, right? I don't remember the layout of it, but yeah.
Annalise, you raised your hand.
I did. What now? What was I gonna say?
Federal work study.
Oh right, Kevin was. You brought up the federal work study position, and I'm pretty sure there's something on whatever it is, Job X right now. Because I know Shane was looking for someone to like coordinate between the rest of campus and the composting club and the campus garden, and be like a kind of communication liaison, and maybe even they could like be a part of that collection process, so that we're not like running around like crazy people. So if any of you are interested in that, I think it's both like, it could be federal work study and it can also not be federal work study. So depending on what you qualify for, if you're interested, you can look into that. And then speaking of money for this project, Shane sent us, at least he sent me this email about scholarships specifically for like composting on college campuses and stuff. And a lot of past projects are very similar to what we're trying to do right now. So I did put it down as one of the things to do for this semester. And I'd be more than happy to like apply for the scholarship and like send all the paperwork in. But I'd appreciate it if you guys would like, if you want to go for it, then like come up with like expenses and like the goals of the project and whatever, and we can work through the application together and maybe get some free money that way.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that, Annalise. I was like scared because I was kind of like I looked at it and I thought it might have been like an individual only project, and I was like, oh, I don't want to like steal Annalise's project that she wants to work on, but I would love to work with you.
And like split it?
I think it's like one person would send the application in, but then if the 9 or 10 of us were like doing the work and using the items bought with the money, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Cool. And then also I wanted to mention, I almost forgot, like there was this one worker on campus. I believe she works with like grounds worker. I think she's one of the managers now. I'm totally blanking on her name. I'm trying to like find it, but she's really enthusiastic about composting. And so I think we could also probably maybe get some manpower from her. Possibly. I know she wanted to collaborate with Habitat for Humanity once we like got the money to do that. I'm like still confused if we got the money yet from SGA to do it. Samantha's not here, so I can't ask her, but
Is this so? I haven't heard about just requests usually come through, so I haven't seen one in Senate. Although one thing is this still an SIG or has it been given club status?
Honestly, it's still kind of uncertain about the status of the club because we were supposed to apply for club status the semester COVID hit, and then it's kind of just been like SGA's kind of tried to adapt to COVID online semester, and they haven't sent me any information. I did recently talk to Emily Daniels about like where the club is at, and so I don't know if that was like an assessment to get to be a club status or not. I'm not sure, but that's just where I'm at. I probably should follow up and ask her because I was just under the impression she had some questions about like, oh, how should we evaluate clubs? And then she was like, I'm gonna send you some questions, and the questions were like specifically towards the composting team, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is just for us, so I'm not sure. But thank you for asking, Kevin.
Did you still want to know where people are living? Oh.
Yeah, let me write that down real quick because we're a minute over time, but let me write that down real quick.
Oh my gosh, just leave the Zoom call.
Yeah, if anyone has to go, like Kevin, I know you do C, so if you need to go to C meetings or something, feel free. But yeah, if anyone...
also, sorry, go ahead, finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say if anyone is interested in like being one of the like how we talked about a person in the dorms who kind of helps people with the specific plastic bin to collect compost, let me write down your dorms real quick.
I live in Chester.
I'm in Cullen.
Anyone else? Are we good?
I'm in Sassafras.
Sassafras, cool.
We said Caroline in the chat.
Oh, thank you. I'm not looking at the chat right now, so thank you.
Anyone, also to those of you on campus, has anyone seen a trash can by the hot food station? It's like kind of tall and skinny, rectangular. No? Cool. Okay.
But maybe I'm just not paying attention.
Honestly, so like last year, like before COVID hit, we had gotten a trash can over by that hot food station. We were collecting eggs in the morning, because like the amount of eggshells that get thrown away is kind of crazy, which was really good for a while. But I think the trash can got eaten by the dining hall, and it's just kind of like gone with the wind at this point.
I remember that. I guess someone took it. I don't know.
Honestly, they took that thing all the time. Like I went to go collect it in the afternoons, and it was already gone. And I'm like, come on, guys! Like
I'm asking you to work.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna put this here and don't touch it. I'll deal with it. I'll clean it.
Well, I think that covers everything we needed to talk about for today's meeting. Is there any other questions or comments or concerns before we leave? Does anyone have all the like links to the documents? I'm pretty sure I gave you guys all the links you need. I'm also gonna like send them out when I send out a recording of this meeting, so I think we're all good on that end.
I can make an Instagram post about not putting animal products in the compost bin.
Thank you, Ariana. That would be awesome.
I love the worm post. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it was so cute.
Thank you.
That was so. Did you like think of making the knitted sweaters thing yourself, or did you see it online?
Yeah, I thought of it because I was like, they need to be covered because they don't like the light. So I was like, I'll just crochet something.
Aw, it's so like cute and creative. I was like, that is so smart.
Thanks.
It's smart and heartwarming.
Oh, yeah.
And worm-warming.
Nice. Anything else before we leave, guys?
I mean, if anyone is artistically inclined and wanted to come up with something to paint on those concrete bins, tell us and we will do it. Because they're ugly.
I wouldn't mind
yeah,
helping with
they're
that.
ugly. Wait, go ahead, Bella. What did you say?
I wouldn't mind helping out like with painting that. Like I'm not the best painter, but I have some experience painting outdoor things. So
We can put that under the collaboration with Habitat for Humanity section, just so future reference if you want to like document that. But yeah, anything else before we go, guys? I really enjoyed this meeting, so I want to thank you guys for showing up and coming out to talk about compost again. Well, if no one else has anything to say, I'm just gonna end the meeting right now. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week. I hope it's not too stressful and it's relaxed and safe and not COVID filled.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.